everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lulu, and today I have a mush of things. The main topic is mascara, but you need to bear with me for the first minute or so as I let you know about a friend of mine that I made here on Facebook. Her name is Colleen. Many of you who are watching me now know exactly who I'm talking about and what I'm going to talk about. Colleen is part of kind of my my YouTube group of friends who are mature beauties. We consider ourselves part of the mature beauties group. It's not a formal group, it's just those of us who are above a certain age and still love technology and makeup and skincare and hair care. And Colleen very suddenly, unexpectedly, lost her husband on Friday night. Very sudden, you know, wasn't sick, just, and you know, she called another good friend who then got word out via YouTube. We all have, those of us who've been making videos or Instagram posts or whatever, have all been really just praying, truly praying, not just saying, but praying for her. But certainly understand to lose a lifelong love. So if you know her, I just can't even imagine. And to say that death of a husband has been top of mind for me is an understatement. So my heart, my prayers go out to her. So her YouTube name is Ms. Cavalier01. Her name is Colleen. And so if you could just take a moment right now and whatever it is you do, just send a prayer up, send that Colleen make it through this very, very hard journey. Okay, we are here to talk about mascara. We're going to talk about brushes. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff, but I think that if you are like me, there is a burning question that keeps you up at night. Why does one mascara work for another person and it doesn't work for another person? They're eyelashes. And we understand foundation. You have different textures, you have different skin sensitivities, you have oily, you have dry, and things like that. But you're like, an eyelash. An eyelash is an eyelash. Like, there's hardly any hair there. It's a piece, you know, it's an eyelash. Hair, and so this kind of is also going to apply to makeup brushes. Hair, if you can picture the trunk of a palm tree and how it's, you know, it's not a smooth bark, it's kind of that, like a pineapple almost. Not really, but you know what I mean. It's that layered. If you were to take a piece of hair, animal hair, human hair, or fur, I suppose in the case of animals, fur, and put it under, I don't even know, 100 power microscope, 1,000 power, 10,000, I don't really know. You would see that hair is created, is that same style. Every strand of hair, whether it's our brows, our lashes, whether it be a makeup brush, if it is natural hair or fur, I'm sure there's a difference, it is made up like that. And if you take the fur of a blue squirrel brush, it is so soft because blue squirrel fur, those palm tree kind of things, are so tight, they're almost not visible. You take a different kind of fur or hair, I don't know, horsetail, horse mane, horse body, whatever, coat, they will be more open. So when you feel them, depending on how they are laying down and whether or not they've been brushed, the smoother the shaft, the shinier the hair, etc., smoother the brush. And this relates to mascara because each individual lash is hair, and it is made up of that spiky, you know, if you took it under a microscope. So if your hair lays down very, very smoothly, it may not pick up as much mascara. So a mascara might just glide on, and you're like, why am I not getting even a coat of mascara? Because that mascara is, your lashes are too smooth. So it will need a stickier, maybe a drier mascara so that it will stick. Or you need to go slower and wiggle, 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 wiggle the brush. If you have a rougher, more spiky fuller, doesn't mean full like full lashes, but that individual strand of hair of eyelash, then more things will stick to it. And however, either one could flake more, because if you have very fine lashes, there's nothing for them to grip. On the other hand, if you have very, very spiky hair, they may be getting caught too much and falling off. I mean, we don't know, and I'm not a mascara doctor. But that's one of the reasons that some mascaras work and others don't. And it is a matter of discovery. And I couldn't tell you, like I don't have a 100-power magnifying glass to tell you what kind of lashes I have. Then there's the preference of, do you like the new rubber nylon spiky brush heads? Do you like the more natural bristle, or they call them teddy bear brushes? That can be preference, but the brush head is very, very important, and then the formula. I can't tell you this kind of eye is going to like this, is going to like that. Generally, if you are one that curls your lashes because you have stick straight lashes, or you're looking for that doll look, waterproof will hold that curl because it has more wax to it, so it will hold it. Sometimes if a mascara is too wet, the moisture content is so heavy. Again, we're talking tiny, tiny bits. You know, we're not talking about a gallon of mascara, but it's heavy enough that it'll make the lashes droop. And so that's just a little bit of why some mascaras work and some don't. If your eyelashes are very short and you use a really big brush, it probably, where all the mascara is gathered, which is usually near the actual wand part of the brush, may not get to your roots because the diameter of the brush is so wide. And so people will say the bigger the brush, the bigger the lash. But if you have short lashes, you need that mascara to get down to the base of your lash. If the brush is too big, you're just putting mascara on your tips. And again, that may cause them to fall because now the tips are loaded and there's nothing at the root to hold that mascara up. So I just thought it would be interesting to talk a little bit about mascara and things that you may not have thought of. And this very much applies to hair and brushes. Is why does one shampoo work, one doesn't? What makes my hair shiny? If you can take all those little palm tree spikes and smooth them, you will have less frizz. You will have more shine, because the smoother the hair, for any hair or fur, the more those bristles are laid down, or not bristles, but I don't know what to call them, pokey things, I don't know. The shinier, the smoother the hair. And if they're fluffed out style, you're going to have fuller hair. It's impossible. Isn't it just impossible to find the perfect balance? But anyway, so I've been cleaning out. If you're on Instagram, if you follow me on Instagram, I said if you like that 3-month rule of mascara, you need to look away. I posted a pic of my mascaras. And some I have not touched in forever. And I kept thinking I was going to do empty videos, which I just started doing. So I kept holding on to these mascaras, thinking they would be empty videos. And in my head, I know which ones are good and not good. But here they all sit in this giant container. So today I said, you know, I really need to start tossing some of these. So very quickly, some of these never worked for me. Some of these did work for me. I'm trying to think of, so I'm just going to show you what I'm tossing today. I don't know if I'm going to put them in my empties as well, but the Rimmel Wonder Lash did not do a thing for me. I have very short, very sparse lashes, so I need a brush that will grab, I don't know, I can't even begin to tell you. I don't know, this might take too much time. This is not a natural bristle. You know, I don't probably have the right camera to do this. I'm just going to tell you which ones worked and didn't, because they show you pictures of the brushes both online and even on the packages these days. So Rimmel Wonder Lash, I don't know if the blue means it's waterproof or not. I don't have my magnifying glass. Mega Length, this is by Wet n Wild, and a friend of mine, this is her holy grail mascara. Like, I'm not talking one of my favorites. I'm talking she is committed to this one. It didn't stick to my lashes at all. Super Curler 24 by Rimmel. I don't have luck with Rimmel mascaras at all, is what I'm finding. I don't know why. And let's see. the Bare Minerals Flawless Definition, I don't even know if they still make that. That is going. It never did anything for my lashes. The dog got to this one, NYC something, City Curls. Again, I think this might be one of, again, a friend. Look at the dog. My little Banks. That didn't work for me. I didn't realize I picked up Mega Length twice. You know, those of you who buy a lot of makeup will understand this, but I was so convinced it didn't work for me. I probably forgot about it, and then I heard her again. I'm like, okay, I have to try this mascara. And then this is another Rimmel Super Curler. I have 2 of these. Somebody must have really been talking these up. Oh boy, maybe this video is a little too embarrassing. I love the CoverGirl Super Stay, but not the fiber one. Don't like the fiber one. And then we have Voluminous Full Definition, L'Oreal. Didn't like that one. CoverGirl, I think this is just called Professional. This is like one of their original old school mascaras, and didn't like this one. This is Clarins. I have quite a few high-end mascaras. I tend to believe drugstore is just as good, but this is Clarins. And which one is this? Oh, let's see if this, I don't think this is a strong enough. Intense Black. Which one is this? I'm taking it back to Nordstrom. I have the box. I'm sorry, I don't have a good enough magnifying glass, but this is the Clarins. I'm taking it back. Didn't work for me. So many people love the Essence. There's a green one. There's a pink one. I think I've had them both. It didn't help me at all. This is all Get It All Mascara by NYC. None of the NYC mascaras worked for me. Again, very highly recommended. This one is simply old, and I shouldn't have put this in the stash because this one actually works. It's just I need a new one. But the Jordana Best Lash Extreme with the kind of purpley lavender lines. Don't like any of the other ones. And then finally, this is a, in the gold, is this Water Lights. This is Tarte. This is the waterproof one, I think, in the gold, right? Yes, Water Light Splashes instead of lashes or flashes, but like the regular version better. So those are some I'm getting rid of, and that's it. So I want to thank you for joining me, and hope that I didn't help you find a better mascara, but maybe it'll help you understand why some mascaras work. And of course, there's lots of things, how much eye cream you use, and whether or not your lashes are long enough or your hoods are hooded enough that they touch, you know, the top, or when you're closing your eyes, if they're pointing down, does it touch here because you're puffy? There's all kinds of things that go into a mascara working or not working. But really, I think it's good to know that your hair, or in the case of an animal for brushes, fur, is made up of that kind of, you know, that's what the surface of it looks like. It's very layered. Why can't I think of the right word? I'm sure somebody will tell me. Very quickly before I go, a VITO, my husband, update. For those of you who don't know, December 2nd, he was diagnosed with very serious, very aggressive cancer, MERKEL cell carcinoma. It's an orphan disease, 1,600 cases a year. We're talking, like, most people, even in the medical profession, haven't heard of it. He's stage 4. It has spread to the liver and abdomen on his last scan. His next scan is next Monday. And then we'll have the results Wednesday. And his infusion, he's on immunotherapy, hottest, latest, greatest in many cancers. So he's not on chemo. Chemo doesn't work for this cancer. And so the scan is next Monday, and the results will be next Wednesday, and we'll know if it has spread even further, if new tumors have popped up, if the existing tumors have gotten smaller. He's undergoing radiation now for the tumors in his arm, which is where it started, and he is ever so slowly gaining back use of his hand and arm. He can move his fingers again, and he can kind of raise his arm a little. And the swelling has definitely gone down, so the tumors on the lymph nodes are getting smaller and the lymph nodes are working better, so the swelling is going down, and we are, you know, just very happy about that, but we are, you know, praying. We're nervous as all heck about next week's scan. So there you go. Again, prayers and thoughts to Colleen on my mind constantly. And thank you. Hope this helped with mascara. Bye. Commitment a few videos ago that I would always talk about what color I'm wearing, since I wear mostly red. So this is a MAC lipstick. It's in the amplified formula, and the name of it is HEAU H-E-A-U-X. Hue, Ho, Ho, H-E-A-U-X. And it's a berry red, and in the tube, it's darker than it appears. It's an did I say that amplified formula? And let's see if there's a way to close up this, right? So you can see that it appears a little darker, just a little darker in the tube. It's a very smooth, amplified is it's a shiny, opaque lipstick. So anyway, that is what I am wearing today. Back to regular programming.